So yeah, so I'm feeling so optimistic that I'm actually vlogging right now. And at this moment, I think that I'm not only going to record this footage, but this footage is actually going to be uploaded within the next few days. I do have a long weekend, so I have a little extra time that I might be able to play with. So that's how optimistic I'm feeling. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, September 1st, and I am feeling very optimistic today. I feel like it's going to be a good day, and I'm sure a lot of my mood has to do with the fact that A, it's Friday, B, it's September the 1st, which for me means the return of a normal paycheck, which is always refreshing. C, I'm meeting my friends for happy hour after work, my friends from my previous school, who, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I did a little live video and was just saying how much I miss them. So I know that I'll be able to see them. And other than that, I just generally am feeling optimistic this morning about just being able to handle things and with work and graduate school. And I know that it's going to be difficult, but I also know that if I just stay disciplined and keep doing what I know I can do, I will get through it. It will be fine. It won't be the easiest thing in the world, but I can do it. And I've done it before when I got my first master's. And in some ways, that was probably harder because I was getting my teaching credential and master's all in the same year that I was a first-year teacher, and your first year as a teacher is already difficult. So I know I can do it. Even with the other part that's been stressing me out a little bit about graduate school is just the fact that to finance it, I did take out more in student loans, which is something that I definitely didn't want to do. But I really feel I've gotten to the point where I'm feeling more drawn to the idea of going into administration in whatever capacity that might be or might lead to. Whereas last year I was just kind of like, it might be something that I want to do down the line. But for some reason, I think over the past summer, I've felt more compelled to do it eventually. So I know that it will be worth it, and this is something that I have to do to make that happen. And there's never going to come a time where I'm going to be able to finance getting this admin credential out of pocket. So I know that I'm good with managing my finances and putting myself on a budget and living very tightly when and if I need to. So it's just another one of those things where it will just require a lot of self-discipline, which I think I can do. So, and theoretically, there should come a time where I'm able to pay for it because my income will increase. So I'm feeling optimistic. I do want to take a moment as I'm on my way to work to say thank you to those who do follow me on Instagram and watched my little live feed a couple of days ago. I did have a day this week where I was feeling not necessarily down, but I just was really missing working with my old colleagues and friends because that place was really home to me, and my previous school is really where I developed as a teacher and grew as a teacher, and in the process grew these great friendships and working relationships, and I missed that. So I was just having one of those days. So a lot of you responded to that live live story, whatever you would call it, and you guys have given me so many words of encouragement, told me I can do it, offered to talk if I needed it. Any message you sent really did help. It just feels really good to know that I have such a huge support system out there from people that I've never physically met but still feel connected to. So I want to thank you guys for that. So I'm feeling so optimistic that I'm actually vlogging right now, and at this moment I think that I'm not only going to record this footage, but this footage is actually going to be uploaded within the next few days. I do have a long weekend, so I have a little extra time that I might be able to play with. So that's how optimistic I'm feeling. So I hope you guys are having an optimistic Friday, or you had an optimistic Friday, because you'll be watching this after the fact. So right now I'm getting ready to go to my classroom. I needed to get there a little bit earlier because I am meeting with the parent. I don't think it's anything negative. They just kind of want to give me some information about their son and some ways that they probably would like for me to support him, or some concerns that they may have that we haven't had a chance to talk about. So they're coming at 7:45. It's about 7:15 right now, and I need to do a couple of things before they get here. I need to switch my calendar. I need to get myself prepped for the morning. As far as the day is concerned, Fridays are very hectic for me, because Fridays I have PE first thing in the morning. And then and that's 50 minutes. And then I have library after lunch, and that's another 45 minutes. So that's approximately almost 2 hours of the day that I lose to some extent. And they're just always hectic, because just when I get in the swing of a subject area, it's usually time for recess or lunch or library or something like that. So hopefully, last Friday just felt like a train wreck. Like, I just felt like I was just all over the place. So hopefully this Friday I don't feel quite that bad. I also have my friend Andrea, who now works in the professional development department of the district. She'll be stopping by after PE with a new teacher, just so that the new teacher can see a different style of classroom management, to give her some tips for her little toolbox. And that's it. So, and I'm going to try to do a little math project with my class from Michelle at Pocketful of Primary. I'm going to be doing the erased cities. So hopefully I can show you guys that when I finish. Not hopefully, I'm going to be optimistic. I will show you guys that, because I will vlog today, and I will upload the footage. So I'm just getting to school. But again, I want to say thank you to all of you who have given me words of encouragement and support, and being so understanding for my sporadic uploads that will be happening this year. I want to say thank you. I also want to say hello. I don't know if she's going to be watching, because I know she has a lot going on right now. I want to say hello to Miss May out there from One Fab Teacher. If you guys are not following her on YouTube or subscribe to her, you should do so. She lives, I think, just outside of Houston. So her family was affected by Hurricane Harvey. She is doing well now. I texted her last night, and she is back home, and she hadn't been home for, I think, a week, she said. So she is back home. So Miss May, if you are watching, I hope that you are having the best day that you can have given the circumstances. And like I told you through the text, just know that we're all thinking about you and hoping the best for you. So I hope all is well with you. So yeah, I just got to work. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great morning or day. Hey guys, it is about 12:28. My lunchtime is just about over, but I wanted to check in because I'm really trying my best to vlog for you guys. I have to go get my kids. Our lunch is cut short this week because we are on inclement weather. So instead of 40 minutes, we're getting 30 minutes, and that time goes by really quickly. We have spent most of our day working on the Erase City project, which is fine. They had PE. I introduced the project and then they got started. What I like about it so far is that it really does show you the kids that still need some help with using the distributive property, because I added that to it. Writing a related addition sentence to go with the multiplication sentence, and then you can kind of catch those kids there. I have a couple of kids that are pretty high, so they're also acting as paper checkers before the kids get the materials they need. But this is my classroom right now. This is the state of the land. So it's a little messy because they're all at different stages. So here's one that's in progress. So you can see I had them do the related addition sentence, the multiplication sentence, and then they had to use the distributive property. They seem to be liking it, although it got a little bit chaotic and loud in here, so we had to stop. So I just want to check in and show you that, and show you something that I've been meaning to show you that I bought off of Teachers Paid Teachers. This is what I've been using for my directions. So these are Google Slides. I can't remember the name of the store I bought this from, but I will try my best to remember to link it in the description box. But I use this for different things. I have one for each subject, so it tells them the materials they're going to need, what they're doing, and then it gives step-by-step directions. So one of my goals in 3rd grade, because I have taught 5th and I know the 5th grade teachers would appreciate it, is just trying to teach the kids how to be independent, and they know that. So they know if I say I'm trying to teach you guys how to be, they'll always say independent. So that has been one of my favorite products so far. It's on a Google slide. I change it really quickly. The person gives you 5 slides for each color, so that if you do the same thing on Monday, you don't have to delete the Monday slide to create the Tuesday slide, if that makes sense. So that's been one of my favorite projects. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to show you my desk, because this is a mess. So there's my desk. Right now my chair is all the way over there for some reason. I just finished eating a salad for lunch. But yeah, that's where I'm at. It's Friday. I'm vlogging. I'm still feeling good, still feeling optimistic. So talk to you guys later. Hello, it's Saturday at about 11:25, and I meant to vlog a little bit more yesterday to kind of wrap up the day and maybe even share some of my happy hour, but I forgot my camera in the classroom, which is why I'm here now to pick up my camera. I thought I would check in just to kind of tell you how the array project went. It went well in some regards, not so well in other regards, and the reason why it didn't go so well is because I realized there's something I didn't do very well. So I don't think I was explicit enough in making sure they understood that when they completed the arrays on their worksheet, that their cities and their buildings had to match that. So the number of windows, rows of windows and columns of windows on their buildings had to match. So I'd show you some, but I can't remember which ones were incorrect. This one I'm pretty sure is correct, so this is just a sample of one of them. So she got a little creative with her buildings. One is a religious building. She put a little airplane flying in the sky that says Array City, but there were quite a few who, even though I sat down and checked everyone's worksheet to make sure that they had their arrays correctly and the repeated addition sentence and multiplication sentence and distributive property, when they sat down, they were still under the impression that they were making buildings and creating windows just based on whatever they wanted to do. So when I would spot check kids that were done, I would say, okay, show me your building that has 5 rows of 2. And they would be like, so then I thought maybe they just missed that one. So then I'd ask another one and they wouldn't be able to find it. So we had to have a pause and just I clarified that. A lot of the kids were doing it right, but too many of the kids were not doing it right. So I collected everybody's. I told them I was just going to hold on to it until Tuesday because we don't have school on Monday, and then those that need to fix it will fix it, so I'll have to cut some more paper and things like that. So I'm getting ready to go to the gym. So far today, I'll just include this day on my vlog since I'm being sporadic this year. The cleaning lady came, which is a blessing and a curse. I hate waking up early on a Saturday, but it was nice because she came. I stayed home with Genesis. I used to come to my classroom with her, but she's kind of a handful in my classroom. She's all over the place. And so I just stayed downstairs while she cleaned the upstairs, and then I moved upstairs while she cleaned the downstairs. And while she was cleaning, I was working on a paper that I have to write that's due tomorrow at midnight. So I am now going to the gym. I will probably go to Target after that, and then I will check in with you guys again, maybe today, if not today, tomorrow, so that you guys get a little bit of a vlog because I just feel really, really bad. Oh, I also need to water my plant, so let me go back in and do that. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm gonna water my plant so it doesn't die. Okay, it is 1 o'clock. I just finished up at the gym. I am now in the parking lot getting ready to go into Target. My stats for this workout were I walked for about an hour and burned 704 calories, earned 34 splat points, which is based on Orange Theory. If you belong to Orange Theory, you can track your workouts with the wristband and an app. And so now I'm getting ready to go into Target, buy a bunch of things that I need, and then go home and do my homework. I was just invited to lunch by one of my cousins, and then for a split second I thought I was gonna go. And then reality set in and I realized I don't get to go anywhere today because I have to finish my homework. So I'm just gonna try and take you guys with me through the rest of the weekend so you at least get a little bit of something. It's not gonna be anything too exciting like today, homework. Tomorrow I'll be at my relative's house, and then Monday I'll probably be doing some work, but I'll take you guys along so that I can upload something. So time to go to Target. Good evening. It is about probably 8:15 at this point. I have been actively working on homework since, I'm gonna say 4. I had to write a paper. The paper's done. I just need to make sure it's APA formatted, and I'm having some troubles doing that because I don't have the APA manual. I haven't bought that yet, and there was a resource online through the school that I'm going through, and that resource is not loading when I click it. So I just texted the instructor to say, can you let them know that when we click on it, nothing happens? So I just thought I'd share with you what my homework is for the weeks. And I don't know if I said this already. I feel like I said this to someone, and that someone could be, I said it in some footage that I recorded. So the whole online thing, it's convenient, but someone that I was talking to over Instagram said, and I agree, that it almost feels like it's more work getting a degree online than if you were just going there. So my first year of teaching is when I was working on getting my teaching credential and a master's in education, and I was teaching full-time because I was on an intern credential. So I had a full-time job with my classroom, and I was going to school. I think I had classes 2 nights a week, and then we had like all-day class on Saturday. And I was able to do it. Now granted, I was younger and just young and sprite and full of energy, but this seems like a lot more, and it almost feels like, and I hope no one takes offense to it, but it almost feels like there's a lot more busy work to just make sure that you're actively doing something for the week. So for example, this week, like the first week, they were real nice and light with it. This week, I had to watch a TED Talk and write a post on Blackboard in response to that TED Talk. And I had to respond to 2 other people's posts, and those are always due by 11:59 on Thursday, 11:59 p.m. So I had to do that. Then I had to watch 2 movie clips. The focus this week is on different leadership styles. So I had to watch 2 movie clips of 2 characters that were embodying each of those types of leadership styles. Then I had to do a module where it's like basically you're going through a PowerPoint slide that has embedded quiz questions inside of it. I had to read a chapter out of a textbook, which is this book here that we're reading, Practicing the Art of Leadership. I had to read a chapter out of that, and 2 articles, and I had to write a 3 to 4 page paper in response to the 2 video clips that I watched, and describe their leadership styles and talk about the implications for me as a teacher and how I've used those leadership styles in my classroom. So it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot to do on top of just what you would normally do for your classroom in terms of lesson planning and grading and just making sure you're on top of that. So I'm just taking a break right now. I'm probably going to get some dinner. I'm not even that hungry, but I need to eat dinner. So I'm gonna take a break, get some dinner. I'm gonna try and go back on this link to see if the APA formatting is uploading suddenly, because I would prefer to just be done with this and have it ready to submit by tomorrow, because it's due tomorrow by 11:59. Oh, and then there's one other thing I had to do. I had to go online and watch a library tutorial, and now I have to, by tomorrow, upload an article, like gain access to an article, pull out some main points of the article just to show that I understand how to use a library system. That one's one of those things where I'm like, do I really need to do that? I understand they're doing it to make sure you know how to access the resources, but I don't know if that was necessary to be an assignment. So I don't know if I'll check in anymore today because I'm going to eat and then see if I can get that squared away. And then the other thing that I want to do before I go to bed is September is here, and this September is when I really feel like I'm going to kick off growth mindset in my classroom. So I'm using the growth mindset coach for teachers, which I've put on Instagram. I don't have it with me, so I can't show it to you, but hopefully eventually I will in the vlogs. But what I would like to do is create very short YouTube videos for my classroom channel where I'm introducing the topic for the month so that parents can see it and get a little bit of buy-in, so that they are also talking about these concepts with their kids at home. So I would like to kind of look at that and figure out what exactly I want to say to introduce it, and then go into my classroom tomorrow and record a very quick little video. That's my ultimate goal. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm hoping that it does. So I kind of want to figure that out before I go to bed. So that's been my Saturday. Working on a paper, going to the gym, going to Target, working on the paper some more, and then working on something for my classroom. I've been doing this with the Gilmore girls in the background. That is very hard for me to say for some reason. I am on season 4, episode 15. If any of you are fans out there, Rory's in college. Lorelai is financially struggling to open the inn. So yeah, I think there's 7 seasons, so I'm more than halfway there. So I am going to say good night, I think, for now. If I get inspired to check in again, I will, but not a very exciting Saturday for me. And I think most of my Saturdays will look like this for the next 18 months. So it's okay. It'll be worth it. But anyway, good night, you guys.
The route is being calculated.
Okay.
The destination is in the displayed direction.
Don't mind the navigation system. It's Sunday, September the 3rd at about 1:15. I've had a very busy morning that I thought was going smooth, but turns out it's not. Only because, well, first, the good news is I got myself up and I got myself to the gym. Now, there's a little bit of drama at the gym because there's this man at the gym that I met last Friday. And he came up to me, very nice man, and he was flirting. And this is probably why I'm single, but at one point in the conversation, he asked if we could meet up sometime or go to lunch or something, to which my response was to ask him how old he was, which I realized was not my best move, but I was just curious because he just seemed older than me, and I didn't want to commit myself to something that I may not be comfortable with doing in the end. So he told me to guess, and that's never a good thing because I'm not necessarily a good judge of age, so I didn't know how old he was. So I guessed that he was in his 40s, and he's in his 50s, about to be 51, which is older than what I am comfortable with right now. So he asked if he could have my number, and in the name of being open, because I've had people say, well, maybe you're single because you're not expanding your horizons enough, I gave him my number. But I really didn't want him to call, and he didn't, which was fine. And when I was talking to Liza about it, I mean, I'm not saying that 50 is old, but it's older than what I'm comfortable with, because I am still interested in having a family, and someone at that age is probably past that point. So he never did call, which was fine, and I thought, oh, okay, it's over. But then I ran into him today again at the gym.
Continue
and
following the road for 1 mile.
I think that I'm going to have to avoid going to the gym at that particular time on Sundays, because I think he's going to be there looking for me. So he found me again today, and this time it got a little uncomfortable because he's like, oh, I'm going to call. And, we said hi and bye, and then I left. I was in my car and realized he was in the light next to me, and then he wanted me to pull my car over and, I don't know, talk to him or something some more. And then when I just kind of was like, oh, no, I can't, for a split second, I thought he was going to follow me. but he didn't. So I don't know how I got on that tangent, but needless to say, I made it to the gym this morning. Then I came home, I got dressed, and then I went to my classroom and recorded a video because I'm going to start doing the lessons out of that growth mindset book that I bought. It's the handbook for teachers. I will try and make sure to link it in the description box. I know I always say that and I forget, but I'm going to try. And so my plan is I would like to every month upload a video for parents so they can see what the theme is for the month, like what's the focus, what are the objectives, so that they can then reinforce the conversations at home with their kids. So I would like for my students to have one academic goal, and then that's the goal that I would focus on, and one non-academic goal, which will give the parents something to talk about in relationship to growth mindset. And it was harder recording that video than I thought, because my setup in that classroom, I've never recorded in the classroom, so I didn't know exactly where I wanted to sit, how to get the camera just so. And then my good old light sensor in the classroom kept going off because I was sitting for too long. So that made it challenging. And I just felt in the middle of making that video that I was rambling. Hopefully I wasn't. I recorded several different versions of that. So hopefully it's okay. Because I know a lot of times when I think I'm rambling, it turns out to be just fine. So I'm hoping this is going to be one of those times. So right now, I am on my way to my uncle's house. He is hosting a Labor Day barbecue. And the nice thing about this is a couple of months ago, I think it was a couple months ago, a couple months ago, I had reached out to my extended family to say, you know, it's sad that we don't get together like we used to. When I was younger, we were always together. Every single holiday, major holidays, minor holidays, Super Bowl Sunday, we were all together. And my cousins and I are all approximately the same age, give or take a year or two. And so we grew up together. We spent a whole lot of time together. We went to school together. And I have such fond memories of growing up like that. And as an adult, I miss that. I miss that dynamic. And so I had sent a message saying it's really unfortunate that this is happening. Because our younger cousins, like my cousins, have now had kids, and so their kids are not growing up the way that we did and having that strong family connection. And I just think it's sad. And as an adult, I miss it. So I said we need to be better, because we were raised better than that. My dad's parents raised them better than that. Like, they were very close. And the reason why it just kind of progressively dwindled is because my grandfather died, and he was kind of the glue that was holding everyone together, because we would always have these functions to be around him. And then some marriages fell apart, and then of course if marriages are not together, then you have kids going to see one parent versus the other, and then that led us here. So I sent out that message to my family. My uncle said, okay, I will host Labor Day, and let's try and get things back on track. So that's where I'm headed. The downside to that is I was supposed to go to my friend's bridal shower, and I was really looking forward to it because it's a good friend of mine, Heather. I don't know if she watches, but if she does, she's getting married in a couple of months, and her bridal shower was today, and I was supposed to go to that, and then this ended up being scheduled for Sunday. And I feel like because this barbecue is being organized because I reached out like that, that I should go. I can't say all that and then say, oh, but I'm not coming to the barbecue. But I am sad to miss my friend's bridal shower. So that's where I'm headed now. As far as last night, by the time I went to bed, I was mentally exhausted with finishing that paper and just the logistics of uploading it. The problem is I have 3 different Google Drives. I have my own personal Google Drive, I have a Google Drive for work, and now with school you have another Gmail account, which means you have another associated Google Drive. So just making sure I'm signed on to the right Google account and that the assignment is in the right Google Drive was a pain in the butt. And then I finished typing the paper, and it needs to be AP formatted, which is fine. The last assignment that I had to do some AP formatting for week 1, I had a resource online that I could use through Concordia, which is the school that I'm going online through. So they had this tab where you could go on. It would show you the different ways to properly cite things in your papers, and it was very helpful. So last night I go to that tab, and the tab is not working. So I emailed the professor to ask him what would he like for me to do. Do you want me to submit the assignment even if that tab does not get fixed? Because I asked him to contact whoever he needs to contact to let them know, and he said he would. So I don't know if he wants me to wait to submit it till I have everything double checked for format, or does he want me to submit it by the deadline regardless, and the deadline is 11:59 tonight. So I have to make sure that gets done. But by the time I went to bed, I was so mentally exhausted of just dealing with that paper and dealing with drives and making sure it was in the right place and uploading this and screenshotting that, that I was glad it was over. So I'm looking forward to going to this barbecue. I'm quite hungry. I haven't eaten yet, which I know is bad. My sister would be very upset as a nurse. I have brought a fruit platter. That's my contribution to this barbecue, because I don't have a specialty dish and I didn't have time to cook. But I might try and take a little footage of my family while I'm there so you guys can kind of see it. And that is what's up for right now. All right, it is about 1:30 on Labor Day, and I'm just jumping in here really quick because I need to close the vlog. I woke up at 9 o'clock this morning. I went to spin class. I woke up at 9 o'clock, paid some bills, then I went to spin class, and then I had to run a bunch of errands, and I just got home from doing that, which is why I look like this. So not anything exciting is going to happen today. I'm going to take a shower, eat, and then I'm going to go downstairs, work on getting a head start on the homework for this week, and hopefully edit this vlog and get it uploaded by the end of the day or maybe tomorrow. So, but before I go, I want to say goodbye. I hope you guys are having a great Labor Day. It has been fun to vlog, and hopefully I do get this up. If you're seeing it, I did it. If you're not, maybe next time. But anyway, yeah, yesterday I went to my family's. Everything was great. It was nice to catch up with some relatives I hadn't seen in a while. Had barbecue. It was fantastic. And here we are today. So again, I hope you guys are having a great Labor Day. If your first day of school is tomorrow, because I know there's a couple of people out there that still start after Labor Day, I hope you have a great first day of school. And I will talk to you guys soon.